Now, I personally am not an MRA. I believe it's a harmful ideology, but not as harmful as feminism. I definitely think it's more rational than feminism, simply due to the fact that in our current society, men face more oppression than women. It's just a fucking fact. But yeah, I do realize women face some oppression, and thus I reject MRAs for the same reason I reject feminism. But I understand the MRA position, and so I'm going to respond to a video for 10 questions for MRAs. Again, not an MRA, just for the hell of it, I'm answering some questions for them as I have a similar thought process as them. Just need to make this very crystal clear.
Would you want to be with a woman who 1. Works a job where she makes a lot more money than you?
No, I would not. The men's rights movement isn't about being superior to women, it's about having the same rights and removing gender bias from society, which there is seen far more gender bias favoring females than males, for example, in divorces, sentences for crimes, especially rape trials, the draft, and basically the idea that women should be treated better than men, which has been developed, and we now call it manners, or at least a subsection of manners. I personally don't mind the whole ladies first thing and all that, but I could understand wanting to remove it from both sides of the argument, the feminists and the MRAs.
2. Flirts with other guys. If not, would you accept the same standard against you flirting with other women?
I think this is more of a personal opinion, not one indicative of whether or not you're an MRA or not, or a feminist or not. It's just personal beliefs. And as long as you're consistent, I have no problem with either choice. I personally wouldn't mind, as long as it doesn't exceed flirtation.
3. Always holds the door for you.
I touched on this earlier, and I think it's just a developed societal trait that it will be expected for men to hold the door for women and ladies first, etc. I don't give a fuck. It's not oppression. At most, it's a mild inconvenience, so I really don't care. I don't embrace it, but I don't mind it. If a woman always held the door for me, I would feel like a jackass, which makes me wonder why women don't feel like jackasses letting men always hold the door for them. But my ideal relationship would be one where we treat each other equally and holding the door doesn't fucking matter.
4. Refuses to accept help for just about anything.
I wouldn't care. If she refuses to accept help, that's on her. It could be a self-esteem issue, not a gender issue, but I wouldn't really mind if it was. Of course, there are exceptions. If she refuses to accept help while doing something that could potentially endanger her, and I knew if she didn't receive that help that she would most likely die or be subjected to injury, I would impose my help on her. But if it's for something as simple as opening a beer bottle or some shit like that, if she doesn't want help, that's on her.
5. Does circles around you in auto mechanics and anything technical.
Again, this kind of relates to the first question. The men's rights movement isn't about supremacy. Maybe some MRAs have some need for supremacy, but to my understanding, that's not the intention of the group.
6. Enjoys sports way more than you do.
I don't enjoy sports at all, so basically every human being on the planet enjoys sports way more than me, so I don't really have a choice. I wouldn't mind dating a girl that likes sports as long as it wasn't so prevalent that it becomes an annoyance.
7. Belches and or farts loudly in public.
This is something that's considered rude by societal standards. If they did it constantly without regret, then I would have a problem with it. But it isn't about the association of those kind of acts with the female gender, it's about the act itself.
8. Considers anyone who isn't as tough as she is to be a wussy.
This would not have to do with gender, but I think that's a stupid and an asshole-ish way of thinking, and it would probably be quite obnoxious, so yeah, I would have a problem with it.
9. Physically forces you out on the dance floor whether you're comfortable dancing in public or not.
Yes, I have a problem with that, but not because of anything gender-related.
Or 10, talks loudly in public about personal things.
Again, I'm not understanding the relations these things have with gender, but yes, I'd have a problem with that. I guess in conclusion, that video wasn't particularly engaging or interesting or entertaining, but it did allow me to delve into my beliefs on this topic a bit more. So yeah, thanks for watching.